A show created by the fans, for the fans. We are your home for Ohio State football coverage all year long. The Scarlet and Gray Podcast, a Network 216 production. Live weekdays on the Network 216 YouTube channel. Send us all your questions and comments on Twitter at @VSG_podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Tyler Johnson, Jordan Dalton, and Nick Leisure.
Good morning, Buckeye Nation. Welcome to episode number 35 of the Scarlet and Gray Podcast, your Ohio State versus Wisconsin game day preview. I am Tyler Johnson, joined as always by Nick Leisure, Jordan Dalton. Gentlemen, how are you guys feeling this Saturday morning?
Pretty good.
Great.
I hate
Excited.
I hate waiting.
Yeah, I would agree. And Wisconsin, tough opponent. Night game worthy? Questionable.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't know who makes these schedules and why they determine Wisconsin deserves to be a night game. But anyway, there'll be plenty to talk about today. But of course, before we do, guys, be sure to drop a like on today's video. Help that YouTube algorithm grow for Network 216. And also just subscribe if you're brand new. It's completely free to subscribe. And we're trying to reach 3,000 subscribers before the end of the year. We can't do that without your help. Also, the Network 216 and the Scarlet and Gray Podcast is proud to be a partner of Homage Athletic Apparel. And right now, new customers at Homage can go to the website, enter in their email address, and they get a 15% off their first order. So you want to make sure you go to homage.com. They have a lot of great Ohio State gear. They're going to be coming out with more, especially with Black Friday a month away. So make sure you guys go to homage.com. Check out all they have to offer. Not only do they have all your Ohio State gear for you, they have Browns, Cavs, Guardians. If you support any other team, they have that as well. So make sure you go to homage.com. Gentlemen, Ohio State travels to Camp Randall on Saturday night. A pretty tough place to play in college football, I would say. Wisconsin is going to be down to their backup quarterback, as it looks like Tanner Mordecai, and I might have pronounced his name incorrectly. Mordecai, whatever. Anyway, you knew who I meant. He is not going to be playing, it looks like, on Saturday. He is out with injury. So I'm expecting it's going to be Braden Locke at quarterback. But overall, guys, what are your expectations for this game on Saturday? It's never easy to play at Camp Randall, but the Buckeyes are seen as a 14-point favorite in this game.
Yeah, I mean, not having their starting quarterback and Tanner Mordecai coming over from SMU last year. Well, he finished out at SMU last year, coming over for his first year at Wisconsin. I mean, that's a big deal. I know with Luke Fickell taking over at Wisconsin, they were trying to switch up their play style a little bit, get away from the more power, run it down your throat type offense, kind of wanted to open it up a little bit. And with Mordecai, I mean, that fit his play style coming over from SMU. So, I mean, that's going to be a big ding for them. They're really just going to have to kind of go back to their roots and kind of hang with the ground game and see how it goes.
Yeah, I think player to watch this week is Braylon Allen. He was the guy last year, ran for 165 yards against Ohio State in a losing effort where the game wasn't really close, but he still did damage on the ground. He had a couple big runs. And the final score was like 52-21, I believe. So it wasn't a close game, but he was definitely their best weapon, and he got off to a slow start this year. But I think he looks like he's back in peak form right now.
Yeah, and I think it's Braylon Allen's one of the best running backs in college football. He'll end up potentially being a late first. Either way, he's an early day 2 draft pick at the running back position. Very good player, averaging 5.9 yards per carry, 704 rush yards, 8 touchdowns. But also his backup is really good. Chez Malusi is 307 yards, 6 yards per carry, 4 touchdowns. Wisconsin has a stable of running backs. They always have a stable of running backs. JD, you mentioned the score last year. Obviously, the Buckeyes played really well against Wisconsin, blowing them out 52-21. But believe it or not, guys, the last time the Buckeyes went to Camp Randall they actually lost that game in overtime, 30-23. So it's going to be a tough battle on Saturday. What do you guys think the Buckeyes need to do in order to win this game? And again, it is going to be a tough environment. You can make the argument Wisconsin's biggest game of the year.
Well, let me add before we go into that, Ches Malusi's actually not going to be in this game. He actually had a fractured tibia a couple weeks ago, so I forgot to mention that before. But yeah, he won't be.
I did not even hear that, so I'm
yeah.
glad
So that's a big. That'll probably be a big. I mean, that's obviously going to be a big loss to them.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think for Ohio State to get a W today, I really think they have to control the ball and get off the field on third down. Because Wisconsin, I feel like they're just going to want to try to slow the game down and kind of do what other teams have tried to do, Ohio State, limit their possessions and try to stay on the field as long as they can.
Yeah, Wisconsin, believe it or not, is still in the race to win the Big Ten West. They're still in it. They're not in first right now, but with Iowa faltering and seemingly having no offense, I think Wisconsin could still potentially be the winner of the Big Ten West. So they still have a lot to play for. They're not going to just lay over and let us come into Camp Randall and blow them out. I think it's going to be a tough game. But I think the theme of the year, it seems to be the defense has been winning us these football games, and I don't see that being any different today, especially against the teams that we played earlier in the year with Penn State and Notre Dame. They kind of all have the same mentality going into the game. Like, we're just going to try to run the ball down Ohio State's throat. The toughness thing has been the calling card for a lot of teams against Ohio State this year. So I think we've been tested quite a few times on our toughness. Our defense has stood the test, and I think that's going to be the same thing today. I think the defense is going to stand strong. The bend don't break that Jim Knowles hates so much, but I think that's going to be the key to the game. And then offensively, it's just take another step and getting that ball to number 18, I think. And Travion Henderson's back this week, so that'll be a huge, huge thing for the offense.
And also, to correct myself from earlier, last time Ohio State played at Camp Randall, they won in overtime. That's my bad. I'm looking at a Wisconsin site, and that's why I read that backwards. So just something to keep in mind. I mean, it really was a close game. Actually, the last couple games that have been at Camp Randall have both gone to overtime. So just something to keep in mind. I do agree as far as Wisconsin in this game, they want to control the ball. Luke Fickell, obviously it's a big game for him. He wants to try and stick it to Ohio State a little bit. He's going to have something to prove in this game, but he's got the talent at running back with Braylon Allen. Quarterback's the big question. Same thing we said about Drew Aller last week. If you can make Wisconsin beat you throwing the football, you're going to win this football game. And the same thing applies here. You contain Braylon Allen, which I think Ohio State's going to be much more prepared this time around. Ohio State should win this game pretty handily. Getting Travion – now switch to the offensive side of the ball, though. Getting Travion Henderson back is huge. Really curious to see how much he's going to play because, again, Ryan Day says he's not going to have restrictions, but I find it hard to believe when Ryan Day says anything at this point. So – getting him back, though, it's a huge boost. And then you just need Kyle McCord just not turn the ball over. That's real. He's going on the road. It's going to be a tough environment. Just don't turn the ball over, and the Buckeyes come out, I believe, victorious on Saturday. So the Buckeyes guys are favored by 14 points, okay, on the road. Do you think they cover that spread? And also, what do you think your game prediction is going to be for Saturday? Again, the last two games at Camp Randall, both have gone to overtime. Buckeyes have won, but they have gone to overtime.
Interesting stat that I saw, Buckeyes are 1-5 against the spread this year. So,
oh wait, they covered last week. City.
Did they cover last week?
I thought they did.
They did because
what was the spread?
They were 4.5.
I thought it was 5.5.
Oh, never mind.
Maybe they could have changed it.
I think they covered against Maryland and Penn State. I thought. Anyway,
they're 2-5.
That sounds better. Anyway,
1-5 going into the Penn State game because I was going to bet the spread, and then I saw the little stat. I was like, oh, I'm not betting the spread today.
there you go.
Yeah. 2-5. Yeah, I don't really know. I'd say they cover.
What's your score?
30 to 10.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I think it's cover city again this week. I think the offense comes out hot again. Get the ball rolling a little bit, and just like they did at Purdue a couple weeks ago. So I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go 38-13 Buckeyes. I think the defense gives up a touchdown, but they hold 2 field goals. I'm gonna say they probably get a garbage touchdown late, like Penn State did. But game will be over by then. Backups should be in. So I'm going to go 38-13 Buckeyes.
The Buckeyes are going to win this game, but I'm going to go a little different. I don't think they're going to cover. I think this game is going to be close. I think this is going to be closer than we think. I do. I think this is one of the toughest road games Buckeyes are going to play all year. I think Luke Fickell is going to have Wisconsin ready to play. I believe Ryan Day is going to have us ready to play. I do think, though, Wisconsin's a tough football team. They're right there, still trying to win the Big Ten West, and they very well might win the Big Ten West this year. The Buckeyes are going to win this game, but I think it is going to be a lot closer than what a lot of us think. So, that being said, I think Ohio State is going to win this game 30-20.
You think they give up 20 points?
Yes.
Man.
I think we turn it over.
I hope not.
And I think that turnover helps Wisconsin, sets up Wisconsin in order to score. I think Braylon Allen gets a touchdown and then some field goals.
It's on Peacock.
Huh?
Game's on Peacock.
Another one on Peacock?
I didn't realize it was on Peacock again.
I didn't realize that either.
That's exclusive?
It might be on NBC.
I thought it was on NBC too.
I imagine.
I thought it was. Wait, it's not?
I think it's NBC. I think it is.
NBC and Peacock.
Right. But I'm saying like Purdue was Peacock exclusive, which sucks.
Because I thought I saw. Yeah, it's on NBC. It's on NBC.
I don't think it's exclusive Peacock.
Cool.
I'll watch it on Peacock.
Not.
It looks better.
Yeah, I will say the video quality is a lot better. I agree.
But yeah, it's on NBC and Peacock. I was gonna say because I thought I saw a commercial for it.
Yeah.
Here comes Saturday night commercial. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I do think it's going to be close. I really do. But, I mean, either way, guys, is there anything else you want to add on this game? It's Wisconsin's toughest game of the year, 100. I mean, if you look at their schedule, this is their test, and they get the Buckeyes at home.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Nah, I think we'll handle it. It's going to be a good, not like a test, like a true test like Penn State was, but just an environment. Camp Randall's always super tough to play at, and those I think it's just the factor in the night game, factor in the travel, factor in the atmosphere, and Wisconsin still playing for their share of the Big Ten title, or on their side on Big Ten West. I think it's going to be a good solid football game.
Well, I got a fun fact for you. This is Ryan Day's first trip to Camp Randall.
That's interesting.
Isn't that kind of hard to believe? I heard that on the radio today. I was like, wow, that's pretty
It's extremely interesting.
So yeah,
you know what? Day hasn't faced Michigan when they weren't cheating.
All right, pump the tap.
There will be plenty of time to talk about that team more.
But no, first trip out there for Ryan Day, it'll be a tough. I think first half will be kind of tight, but second half we always come out and kind of just put teams away. So I think it'll be the same story this week, and hopefully we can come back next week. And I mean, I think we got Rutgers, so another tough test.
Another thing I like to add is look out for that Lincoln Keenholz package, baby.
True. I hope not. But
he might save it for Rutgers.
Yeah,
if he uses it at all.
We have to have the second quarterback package.
Apparently. Anyway, guys, be sure, once again, drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you're brand new to Network 216 as we're trying to reach 3,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Thank you for tuning into this Ohio State versus Wisconsin game day preview. This is episode 35 of the Scarlet and Gray podcast. We will talk to you guys all again next week. And as always, go Buckeye.